All right, I'll call the order of the meeting of the Greenwood Stormwater Board. It's Wednesday, June 8th at 4 o'clock. Can I have roll call, please?
David Payne.
Here.
Forrest Sutton.
Here.
Tim McLaughlin.
Here.
All right, motion for approval of our minutes from our last meeting of May 11th.
I'll go ahead and make that motion. I'll second the motion.
All right, any discussion about the minutes?
Okay.
All right, all in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So this will be approved. All right, Chris, on business.
All right, old business. Oh, for the record, Chris Jones, Director of Stormwater Management. Okay, so if you, the board recalls, in January, we approved an agreement with K&K Fence to run 185 feet of wrought iron aluminum fence, 8 foot tall, across the front of the nature center to include a cantilever gate. At the time, we weren't in a great hurry to get this work done, and subsequently, we did not get a signed agreement. So we went back to K&K Fence. They said that the cost had gone up. So the costs have increased from the previous $27,890 that we agreed to $34,290. And that quote is good until June 10th. So I wanted to bring it back in front of the board, see if this is something we still want to pursue and get a signed agreement for with this increased cost of $6,400. Or if you would like for us to search out additional quotes. We'll make this until another time.
Thoughts?
Have you had any other talk to anybody else at all on this?
We did talk to another company out of Whitewood that said that they could give us an estimate, but they weren't able to give it to us before this meeting. We expect to get that on June 5th. So it's kind of a gamble. Is that going to be additional costs? We even looked at maybe purchasing the panels ourselves because they come in, 8 foot sticks or 8 foot panel. We're trying to do the installation ourselves. We foresee there may be some cost savings. We can do it cheaper. However, we're not professionals at putting up fences. I think it'd be too difficult, but so I haven't really given you. This is the way we want to go. I've got to put it back in your hands, so it's kind of a direction if you want us to look for additional ways we're able to, or let's lock it in.
This fencing company, are they local?
Yeah, they're the ones that did the the police station and all that DPW, so it's the same product.
I don't have any questions.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just
Yeah.
the way it is right now.
Yeah, I think that the more we delay, it's going to continue to go up.
$1,400 difference.
Yeah, that's a lot. I think I would like to see you look around and see if you can get something comparable to this. If you can get the same fencing, I don't know if you can.
I kind of like to say that at least we've got something else to look at regarding which way we go. It may be worthwhile to go pay a little bit more for something, but almost 20, a little maybe over 20% in 6 months seems like it's a pretty drastic. And like Ted said, it's just the way things are nowadays. But at least I'd like to have two things to look at so we can make an educated opinion on it.
Okay. Okay. I don't think we need a motion for that. No. All right. Moving on. Okay, so kind of on the same topic. Monster Coat. We have an agreement signed with them to do the floor of the Nature Center. just want to be transparent. These are the image that I showed to the board when we got the approval. The agreement, though, is for like a travel floor like that. So originally we thought, hey, it's going to look like a creek bed, or I'm sorry, it's going to look like a waterway, and so that'll help with our messaging for waterway. This nice, pretty metallic look. So in speaking with the company, they said, well, no, this is what we quoted, this is what we were going to give you. Was a floor like this, which still I think looks great, but I want to be, as I said, transparent with the board. If we wanted to do that previous look for just that classroom area, it would be an additional $3,615.00. I'm not sure. I think this looks fine. But as I mentioned, I'm going to be transparent with the board. It's not going to be that pretty. It's going to be a pretty terrazzo floor look. And actually, the code we picked out was called creek bed. So we're still in the idea of water quality, but it's just not going to be that.
Yeah.
That look.
Yeah, everything.
Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah, what was the cost of this one?
This one, $27,938. And if we wanted this other look, it's going to be $31,550. So.
All right. The one with your original.
Okay,
That's good.
and that's all I have for old business.
All right. We'll move on to new business.
Okay, new business. First item. Waterside common area stormwater improvements. Okay, so this is the area where Cummins plans to build. Commercial area is the stormwater improvements that we bid on several years ago. Or we actually advertised this 3 different times at a cost that grossly exceeded the estimates, the engineer's estimates, and we did not proceed with those improvements. So what we decided we're going to do is just do the improvements around the pond. So the to include the emergency spillway, new control structure, and the outlet going to the state right of way. So we asked 2 different contractors to provide us with estimate. We only received one, only one was willing to bid on it. We've received an estimate from NASB Construction for this improvements in an amount not to exceed $149,500 for these improvements. So I would recommend a motion to enter into an agreement with NASB Construction in an amount not to exceed $149,500 for improvements to the regional detention facility off McCollum Road, County Line McCollum Road, for the installation of 77 foot 54-inch RCP control structure and emergency spillway. Terms and conditions to be outlined by the legal department, and authorize the stormwater superintendent to sign on the board behalf.
A lot of information.
All right, so is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second. Okay, so let me ask a couple of questions before we go here. So it says this includes the watering pond with city supplied 6-inch pump. So
Yes, so the pump we purchased last year, so another reason to try to find some cost savings in this. The pump that we purchased last year, we'll use that to de-water, drop the level of this pond.
okay. Installing emergency spillway with city provided erosion control.
Yes, so another area of cost savings, we purchased the We purchased the product several months ago, so we got a wholesale price on that, so not a markup to the city. So we have that as well.
All right. Any other questions?
No.
All right, so the motion is second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, so the motion is being approved. All right.
Okay, I don't have anything for Honey Creek at this time. You know, as the board is aware, the Board of Works is taking the lead on this project in infrastructure. So it went through the Board of Works on Monday night for acceptance of the contract. So just kind of informational. There's no action that need to be taken by the board.
So what's our role going to be in this? Do you know?
It's finance, and I think we're going to have a resolution be presented by resolution be presented by the controller.
Okay. And any chance TIF? You can get any TIF funds for this?
We can request some assistance
Okay.
for TIF
Interdax?
improvements. Yeah, there are additional improvements than just the bridge. You know, of course, the trail connectivity it's a large one. So we will make that formal request.
Okay.
The next thing is Fry Road drainage ditch. So this is in what's called Fry Road Trail Park. This is off of Covered Bridge and Fry Road and Whispering Trails. So this area, you're looking at the plans, it's a detention facility. And so this was created in 1970s, and really before the city required detention or retention. So I think this area was donated to the city because, hey, you can continue to manage this. Back in 2019, 2020, we had Cooley contracting give us an estimate on doing a lining of the pipe. So if you can see there in the middle of the screen, you see that shed. So that shed sits over a corrugated metal pipe, and this corrugated metal pipe is developing holes. Well, it's a city-owned pipe, and so we figured, hey, it's going to be cheaper to have this pipe lined. Well, delays, COVID. It's taken until just this past week for Cooley to come in and line this pipe. They had to do a little bit of extra things. They did it all under the original contract of $11,000. But what we want to do is clean that ditch. You know, so from Fry Road to Covered Bridge Road. So we solicit 2 different quotes. Received one from John Williams Contracting and also one from Kermit Nasty. The item for the lowest quote we received was from John Williams in the amount of $7,800.00 to clean this ditch from Fry Road to Covered Bridge Road. So I would recommend a motion to enter an agreement with John Williams Contracting for the cleaning of the ditch from Fry Road to Covered Bridge Road in an amount not to exceed $7,800. Terms and conditions be outlined by the legal department and authorize the stormwater superintendent to sign the board's behalf.
There a motion?
I'll make that. Second.
All right. We need to get, do we have access on both sides?
Yes,
Get
yeah, because it's a city park, that kind of hockey stick looking
Yeah,
parcel.
just looking at that part that comes across that parcel there.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's an easement underneath, which,
Okay.
I mean, so it's been lined.
Hmm.
But this went up with that flow of water through that area.
All right, so we have a motion, a second. Any other questions?
No.
All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So that motion approved.
Okay. I actually have 2 additional add-ons, walk-ons. Okay, so we have secured the last, well, I say one of the last houses. There's one more house that's in the flood fringe there in Omar. So we secured that property a couple weeks ago. We've solicited estimates for demolition of this structure, and we received 2. And the lowest estimate we received was from John Williams Contracting in an amount of $22,900. So I would recommend a motion to engage into a contract with John Williams Contracting for the demolition of 1020 Omar Lane, Greenwood. Terms and conditions to be outlined by the legal department and authorize the stormwater superintendent to sign on the board's behalf.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor of the motion? Excuse me, is there any questions about the motion?
No.
All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Okay, and one last walk on. We, another contract for mechanical, HVAC mechanical at the Nature Center. So just like the other quotes we received, we've reached out to several different HVAC contractors, and we continue to wait on some of the other contractors. You know, oh yes, we're going to get it to you. They're so busy, so busy. So the last one we received was from Sexton Mechanical. Actually, it's the only one, and we received it on April 5th, 2022. So as I mentioned, we continue to solicit additional quotes. We still have not received any. The initial quote we received from Sexton was for a 5-ton split system, so do both sides of the Nature Center. The base bid was $45,716.25. As I mentioned, we continue to try to solicit additional quotes. Have not received any. I called Sexton Mechanical today and said, "Hey, is this quote still valid?" They got back to me just an hour before this meeting. They said, "Yes, except this is $1,000 more, so for their duct work." So the quote is for $46,716.25 for the installation of a HVA mechanical split system, installation and duct work for the Nature Center. So I would recommend a motion to engage in a contract with Sexton Mechanical for the installation of the affirmation system in an amount not to exceed $46,716.45. Terms and conditions to be outlined by the legal department and authorize the stormwater superintendent to sign on the board's behalf.
I'll go ahead with that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Comments?
No.
So this is an entire new system. There's not, is there anything over there now?
Yeah, well, what we had before was a window air conditioning unit and some hanging furnaces that they're kind of outdated.
I'm just a little shocked at the price. But.
Yes.
All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Excuse me. That's being approved.
Actually, I have one more thing.
With Colombo.
Just hold on.
Walk out the door
And I don't have that in front of me. Did you print it off? Yes.
I suspect it.
here.
I anticipate.
Been around there too long.
You know him so well.
We talked about it 20 minutes ago. So this is back onto our Nature Center improvements. It's been challenging. It's absolutely been challenging to get a contractor to give us estimates, to give us quotes. We have done 100% of the demolition of this, and I will have to give a shout out to one particular employee, Mike Weaver, he's gone above and beyond getting it, the Nature Center all demoed, all ready for all the improvements. So we did finally receive a quote from a company called Caddis, CDIS Real Estate, for removal and replacement of some of the damaged ceiling that's in there, to do insulation in the classroom area, and to install recessed lighting and do electrical. So this will get us to our first phase, if you will. So we're going to continue to do remodel of the bathroom. We'll solicit additional quotes. We do have the plumbing all exposed, all ready for fixtures. But this quote we did receive, as I mentioned, was for the replacement of sections of the ceiling, just scrape, sand, and prepare ceiling for paint, and do the blank paint of the ceiling, to run lighting within the ceiling, and to do additional installation of what we call the classroom area of the Nature Center, in a total not to exceed $8,485.00. So I recommend a motion that we enter into an agreement with Caddis RE for the aforementioned improvements in amount not to exceed $8,485.00. Terms and conditions be outlined by the legal department. Authorize the stormwater superintendent to sign on the board's behalf.
Okay, your motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? Yeah. All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 That's it for my.
All right, you should. All right, moving on. Okay, anything from the audience? Anybody on Zoom? Okay, not seeing anybody. All right, reports. Council, you have anything?
No, sir.
Thank you. City engineer?
No, sir.
Thank you. Controller?
Greg Wright, City Controller. So as was mentioned, we do have a proposed bond issue for the Honeycomb Bridge project. We are looking at, between the construction and the construction inspection costs, approximately $3.8 million in bond proceeds. So I believe the resolution probably says no more than $4 million, but with the issuance costs, it's probably going to be like $3 million. Then just had a bond issue on a TIF bond that went through this week. It came out at 3.9%. If this one being a revenue-based bond, we're probably at a little bit better rate, but we're probably going to be somewhere in that range. But to rely on council for the process for this one, since I haven't done one of these with Stormwater, I'm assuming it's a multi-meeting, public hearing process.
Yes. You'll have a public hearing for the next meeting and do a confirmatory to go ahead and do the bond issuance, and then you would do a resolution to appropriate the proceeds.
Yeah, and usually they do this. I know the other ones, the resolution to appropriate is usually built in with the actual resolution.
Yes.
So I don't know, is there a vote now and then a vote later?
Yes, we have to act on the declaratory, and then we'll advertise the public hearing for the next meeting, then do that confirmatory.
I can answer the question.
Is there any questions?
No.
All right.
And I would mention that our rate structure that we went through in last year, it did contemplate approximately $350,000 a year in debt service payments. So we're going to structure the bond so that it will fit into that, so there won't be any undue stress on rates as far as that goes. So it will be built into that plan. So we're probably looking at either 14 or 15-year structure, just depending on what the interest rates are.
Amended motion to approve and adopt resolution 2201 as presented.
I'll go ahead and make that motion.
Second.
All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Okay, Chris, back to you.
All right, back to me. We do have 2 operation and maintenance manuals. We seek one for Grand Vista subdivision, section 1. We have reviewed it, found it to be acceptable. So we have a recommended motion to accept the O&M manual for Grand Vista, section 1, and authorize the mayor to sign on board behalf.
Motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Aye.
For you.
The second one we received from Lockhart Cadillac, and you see they're putting a new building up. So we found that their operation maintenance manual to be acceptable. So we recommend a motion to accept the O&M manual from Lockhart Cadillac and authorize the mayor to sign on board's behalf.
Motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Field report. We had 40.51 tons of debris street sweeping at a cost of $1,753.14. 5.75 tons of debris from miscellaneous jetting, $378.28. 3.79 precipitation. Temperature going up. We got 7 average temperature. 184 work orders initiated. 163 completed. 39 requests initiated. 33 completed. 2,400 locates. 11 ESC permits, 151 ESC inspections, 36 hotspots cleared. I don't think we issued any stormwater management permits last month. And ended an outreach. We did the start of a little native seed library, so Greenwood Library parking lot. And there's another thing I'd like to share with the board. So, you know, we work with city, a program called City Works. We purchased an additional product called Crystal Reports last year. We sent Allison Bauer for training to help us create these reports. And so one of the reports that we're working on now, it's kind of a labor report. So that way administration, you know, can look at, hey, what are we engaged in this area more often, or this area, where do we need to work on, you know, whether it's a water quality message or just kind of how we're spending our time and money. So this is a fairly new report I'll share with the board. You know, we've got service requests and we've got work orders, as you see. I will report on that. Service requests are the public calls in, hey, I want you to look at this. Okay, we call that a request. Work orders are, I said, hey, do this, do this, do this. Okay, or there's somewhere within the chain of command. So our number one labor report is Bob Ferris. So Bob Ferris, he's accounted to 52.3% of his time is on service requests. So Bob does locates and right-of-way inspection. So Bob's doing a really good job. And I tell you know, I shared this with staff and I said, well, okay, you know, this is where you don't follow your leader, because I've accounted 1.6% of my time in service requests, but our labor or our work orders, I've done a bit better on that one. I've got 13.2%. And Steve Edwards, he's also one of our right-of-way locators. So he's up to 32.5%. But this I'll share with you, and we'll continue to get better. It's about documentation, and as I mentioned, we want to put a cost on the value of service that we do for each project or each week.
No. Okay, all right. Thank you. That it? Anything else?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Mayor, nobody from mayor office. All right, commissioners, anything?
No, sir.
All right, approval of claim dockets, so I'll accept the motion.
I'll go ahead, make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
All right, all in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approved. All right, anything else needs to come before the board? Hearing none, we will be adjourned at 4:31. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.